In this video, we are going to review struct, which is user-defined data types. So you can create a new type which is not existing in primitive C++ natures. So here, when we define a variable like integer n, what's happening inside the computer memory is that a storage is created. So storage is created. The label of the storage is n. So in n, you can store only one integer value like this. But now using struct, user-defined type, you can create a storage, and you can define internal structure of this storage. Suppose I want to create a storage where I want to store bank account information. So bank account information, especially I want to store ID of the bank account. So ID is integer, so I want to have within this bank account storage, I want to define an integer variable ID, which is ID of the bank account. And then I want to define another variable where I want to store name of the account holder. Another variable I want to store balance of the bank account. So to create this kind of variable, which is not int type, but not just the C++ primitive type, you can define your own data type through mechanism called struct. So how do you define such struct is so let me do that outside the main function. So using keyword struct, now give a name of your own data type. Let's name it as bank account. Opening curly brace, close that, and then it should be terminated by semicolon, which is one of the common mistake that the beginners forget to give. So here you define internal structure of the bank account type. So first, as integer type, I want to have a ID, and the string type, I want to have a name, and the double type, I want to have a balance. The string is from the library, so you should have included a string library for that. So once you define struct like this, now you can create a storage of a bank account type. So struct bank account B1, you can create a variable named B1 of a bank account type. So in all the C language, which is the foundation of C++, using the keyword struct is required. But now in C++, the keyword struct is no longer required. So bank account B1 is how to create the variable named B1 of a bank account types. What I mean by that is as follows. So at this moment, as I create the variable B1, a storage is created. Name of the storage is B1. So at this moment, a very similar idea. As I do int n, a storage is created. Label of the storage, name of the storage is n. So very similar things happened. But bank account is a special user-defined struct. So internally, it has three variables. So one variable is named ID. Another variable name is named name. Another variable name is balancer, which is an internal structure of a bank account type variable called B1. So here now in B1, you can store value by those internal structure names. So what I mean by that is in B1, by having dot and ID, I can store one integer in ID portion of B1. So if I do this one, what's happening is 5 is stored over here as ID portion of that. Now in name portion, suppose I want to store a string John, like that. In the balance, I want to store 400, like that. Then what you need to do is in B1 name portion, I can store John. In B1 balance, I store 400, like that. So to print the value of a B1, you cannot do B1 like this. The B1 is a complex structure, usually define the data type called the bank account. So cout does not understand how to print the B1. So if I show you and compile it, what it says is that there is an error for a cout. So operator, this one, which is a cout operator, does not understand. So you need to say which member. So those are called the members of a structure. IDs, a member names, and so on. So you need to specify member, which member you wanna display. So b1.id I wanna display, and then b1.name I wanna display, and b1.balance I wanna display. So you need to specify which member you wanna print. So if I compile again and then run it, and then each member is printed. So that's the idea of usually defined data type called struct.